Welcome back, welcome back. Yes, it's ZurnZen, back here again in the little blocky world known as Minecraft, yo. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, it's been a while, as usual. As I always seem to start my videos saying it's been a while. But this time it has. I've had a little bit of a break for summer. Been away to countries far and wide. And got myself a nice overall skin colour. Yes, I'm now known as Smoking Caramel. Oh yes. So, I thought I'd come back into the world, and I've been here off camera doing some little bits and pieces because I've noticed it's just become untidy. There's loads of little untidy pieces like that little bit there, or I can just see that every time. All this is becoming a bit of a mess down here. All very kind of last minute stuff where I've thrown things in that I need. I kind of need to organise this a bit more, but I found that it's a bit of a domino effect. So the domino effect starts here, and it also starts down at my AE system down there. So let's just jump down to the AE. Well, I've got this enchanted enhanced charm of dislocation now. I'm not sure if I did that last time. I can't even remember what I recorded last time. How brilliant is that? Yes, that's how on it I am. So we've got this, which means that we can hightail it to different places using this system. It's just fueled by ender pearls. You just throw them in there, shift click add fuel, and it'll put them in a stack at a time. In fact, I'll just show you that. If I keep my mouse wheel in the middle keeps jumping, which is very annoying. So if I just get some ender pearlios, and let's actually shift click quite a few in there like that, like so, and then we go into not that screen. Great start. So we add fuel, hold down shift, bing bang 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 bang. You can see your fuel go up until you are out of ender pearls down here. So it's a nice quick way. So I've got an AE system in there, so boosh, and there we go. So yeah, the problem is we've got the power up there, which comes down to the system down here. And yeah, it's kind of topsy-turvy. I've always tended to do power right down in the basement. It's just easier that way. You know, you can start building down and you don't have to worry about... Because if I build down here now, then I've got to think about how am I going to get power from up there, how is it going to travel down, pipe works, yada yada, all that kind of good stuff. So, I thought that that's a smallish reactor. It's actually quite a big reactor, but I need to expand it a bit more, because I'm going to be looking at doing... Oh, what are they called? This is where my brain starts to die. Just one sec. Using singularities to power applied energy. 2,000 pounds on the nose, and now the teeth doesn't work. So you're thinking of using singularities to connect my AE system down there to other parts using the little, like, the black hole singularity things, but they do take a lot of power. So I thought, well, why don't I just look at upgrading this? I mean, it's really good as it is. You know, I'm getting 4.7 plugs per tick, which is rather substantial, and you know, it's a substantial reactor as it is, but it's kind of in the middle of everything, and I know that expansion of this is going to really start to annoy me. So as you can see there, I've got a center. That's the center point of this circle, which is what I want to take as this kind of the center point of the base, which is here right in the center of the reactor. So what I've done is I've gone downstairs. Let's just have a quick jump down there. Where are we going? So boof. Oh, now, there we go, boof. Down into the power room. Now this, we are at level 3, so we're only a couple of levels away from bedrock down there. This is the center point from above. Just to give you an idea. Apologies if you can hear traffic noise, by the way. I'm recording at a different time of day. Normally I don't record at this time of day, which is about 1 o'clock. in the afternoon, so it's quite busy outside. If we just come back up here, you can see this is underneath our AE system. That's the AE system there, which we're on level 43, so I've just literally dropped all the way down to ground zero, where I want to build another reactor. So the reactor itself, I've heard in the past that some people can't seem to wrap their head around reactors, but they are really easy. All you need is a reactor casing. That's your base block, and to get that, reactor casing, there you go. You just need to get some graphite, and that's done by smelting up coal. You can smelt up, oh excuse me, tuna sandwich just before recording. Oh, it's always good. Let me just get this cup of Java. Yeah. Ah, fine Java. So you just smelt up some charcoal or not graphite, dust. Coal, that's what I was thinking of, coal. And that gives you 1 graphite bar per coal. And then just yellorium and normal iron gives you 4 of these. So these are the base blocks that you build all the rest of these from. Now all you need is, I've got it a little bit fancy here. I'm using reactor glass. You don't have to use that. You can just use all of this block if you require. It does look a bit dull because you won't see the fluid, the coolant fluid that you're going to put inside. So I just kind of break it up a little bit, you know, give it a little bit of character, as it were. So got that all the way around. I'll come to these in a second. So as I say, you can build it all out of those. If you wish to build reactor glass, you can do that by, let's have a look, where's reactor glass? There we go, reactor glass, which again is your base block of reactor casing, and just normal Minecraft glass gives you 1 of those. So it can be a bit pricey if you don't have the glass, but I think it looks a lot better. It sets it off a lot nicer. Then we have a couple of things here. This is the main brain of it, the reactor controller. And you can't right click on it, you can't do anything with it until this multi-block structure has solidified. And what I mean by that is none of these will look like the reactor I've got upstairs until the very last block has gone in, and then it'll snap into its multi-block form. So reactor controller. How do we do one of those? Where's the reactor controller? There it is. The brain of the system, and again, nice and cheap, just 1 diamond, 1 redstone, 2 yellorium, and 4 reactor casings give you 1 of those reactor controllers. That's the brain, that's where everything, that readout that you just saw me click upstairs, is this fella down here. And then next to that, we've got an access port, and another access port on this side. Difference being, one takes yellorium in, and the byproduct of yellorium in this system is plutonium? No, it's not plutonium, but it does turn into plutonium. What is it now? Let me just have a look. Let's just have a look at this. Ejects waste, because all the waste that it creates up here. If we go back to the system, you'll be able to see upstairs. I don't think I've got, no, I haven't got one of those on here yet. That's one thing I need to do. Put an upstairs level on there. So, we just jump back here. You can see now the multi-block structure as it will look when you drop the last block in. But this creates, oh, cyanite, there you go. And that cyanite can be processed into plutonium to make fluid reactors, which are a little bit better than these normal reactors. But I've just only used these. I may branch out into some of the next tier turbine stuff. But for now, these, I think that works perfectly fine. Let me just scroll down to power room. To do that, if you're using these enhanced charm of dislocation, just hold shift and then scroll your middle wheel. And then you'll go through all your settings. Or you can just right click and it'll go to this. Which is probably a lot easier than my middle mouse wheel at the moment. So as I say, you need one to take it in and one to output the waste. Otherwise it gets bunged up. And then once it reaches full capacity, it won't take any more yellorium in, and then slowly yellorium will deplete, as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong on that. I've never actually let it get to that position, but I'm assuming that that's the reason why you've got an output. Otherwise, they wouldn't give you an output if it didn't matter. And on the back, we have got reactor power taps. Now, once this big beast of a thing creates power, it needs to send that power out somewhere. So all that power comes out of these reactor power taps, Now I've got I've got 6 on this side, because this is going to be a fair beast of a machine, so I want it to power a couple of tesseracts, probably to send power around my entire world. And then down here I've got this little red net port, which is the controller to make sure that when power runs out, the efficiency is kicked up, and when there's not much of a power draw, the efficiency is dropped down. Sorry, not efficiency, so output is dropped down, so you're not running the reactor at maximum heat all the time. But I shall go through that when I finally link all this together. So in the middle here we've got these Yellorium fuel rods, and again, just to make those, reactor, this is the hardest one to see on a dark screen. There it is. So, and again, those are graphite, Yellorium and iron. Nice and simple, nice and easy to make. And these form the inside of your reactor. Now, this, I agree, is a big reactor. You don't have to do it in this size. This is just my natural progression. You can start off as simple as a 3x3x3 structure with one of these in the middle. And that's it. And you've got your reactor. I like to think bigger, my dear. I think it's going to be a lot better if it's bigger. So this is the base at the moment. I've sunk it one down in the floor just so it looks and sits a little bit prettier. But we've got up to level 43 to go up there. I'm not quite sure of the maximum size of one of these. I think it's 64 by 64, or I could be wrong, because I've seen some quite huge ones in other people's videos. I know Hypnotized has done a huge one of these, but this will do for the now, and if I need to expand it, I can always do so. Bear in mind, if you are powering everything off one reactor, that if you break one block, it shuts the reactor down. So that means that your base does not get power. So you might need to think about redundancies. So what I may do once I finish building this is take that one apart up there and build that as a redundancy, probably at the back there, just to take over should this one need expanding or anything like that. So why have I got this this configuration in here? Well, there's all over the internet. If you look at info on big reactors, you'll notice some people say, oh, do it in this configuration, do it in this configuration, put these against the wall. No, they need one space. There's loads of different ways of doing it. Some of them, if you want to be a massive efficiency buff, scout it out online. Have a look. Have a look at the way people are doing these. And I'm sure that someone will mash your brain with figures and efficiency rates and things like that. I've found that this configuration works. The reason you do this is you can have this, as I say, as just a 3x3x3, which means you won't have any coolant in it whatsoever. But I'm going to use cryothium as a coolant because that's what I've found to be the best cooling system in the game. It's a little bit pricey to get cryothium. You may have seen me do this in the past. To get cryothium, where's he gone? There he is. You need to get cryothium dust, and for that you need blizz powder, but you can get blizz by transposing snowballs with destabilized redstone. To get destabilized redstone, you just need to put redstone in a magma crucible. There you go, down the rabbit hole. And then you add some niter. Niter's a little bit harder to get, or saltpeter. You can get niter through grinding down saltpeter ore. Oh, we can get a bee for it as well. Oh, I might get a bee. Because I have started on bees in the background. I know that bees and magic make people facepalm. But I have started them in the background. I probably won't dwell on them too much. I will show you them. Because they are quite handy for getting little resources like this. So yeah, more saltpeter. But you can also use sandstone in pulverizers. So if you just get some smooth sandstone, that gives you sand, then it gives you a 50% chance of getting niter. Now if you've got a lot of sand and you've got an AE system, it's nice and easy just to create some sandstone, run it through a pulverizer, and then, you know, for every 2 you get one of these. So that's not too bad. You can get saltpeter ore and run that through a pulverizer, and that will give you 4 of those. I've yet to come across saltpeter ore. Let's have a look. Let's see if I've got any in my system. I didn't even look for that. Salt. Peter. Oh, there you go. Haven't got any. Alright, it's crafted that way to that way. Okay. So, yes, I fill this with cryothium. Let's just go back into here. And go back to cryothium. I have it crafted in here. If you look, it will, as I say, create one of these, which creates two of those. You then put those into a... there we go, magma crucible, which then melts it down into gellied cryothium, which is what you will end up pouring into here. Now, it takes a lot of buckets. It's not like water where you can put it at the top and it drops down and it fills everything and then it creates infinite source. It will not create an infinite source. So every single one of these blocks needs a bucket full of jelly cryothium. Yeah, and this stuff sinks as well. So if you put it at the top thinking, oh, that's fine, it'll cool it all the way down. No, it'll just sink to the bottom and then fill the available empty block down here. So yeah, you need to think ahead when you're doing a very large reactor like this, because you're going to take some time grinding away making jelly cryothium. So without further ado, I've got a little building wand here. And let me get hold of some reactor casings. Let's get some glass, let's get some reactor casings. And we'll talk about the control rods, which are the things you put on the top. They control how much heat is in the reactor, and that heat also equates to power. So if you need more power, it will generate more heat, but that's what the redneck controller deals with. That tells this little fella that if the power is low, to add more, and vice versa. It is the lovely little things. You can't use a reactor without one of those. So in a 3x3x3 configuration, you have one of those at the top, in the middle, or at the bottom. Because those, by the way, sit on top of these fellas here when we get to the top of the reactor. So let me just get some more reactor casings going. Let's have 500 is a nice round number. Let's set that going. As you can see, it does it quite fast. Now, I've had a few updates as I've gone along, which I will show you in the fullness of time, because I've been, as I say, expanding my magic area. I've also been expanding the bees. I've been doing some tidying up, lots of tidying up. I have some more plans coming up in the future about what we're going to do. We're going to look towards creating a village, if that is such a word, a village, just outside, just to try pretty up a little bit more. So loads of plans, loads of ideas and plansies. Also got to think about RF tools as well. But I know that there's been an update to the game, to FTB Infinity, which is including the Aroma mining world. Yay! No more ruining of your overworld. Or creating, everybody creating RF worlds and slowing down your server with multiple world spawns. Now we may be going into that, I may not, I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I mean, everything's working, I mean, why break it, you know? But we shall see, we shall see. Have I got enough? Yes, I have. So I'm going to carry on doing this for a moment, and then when I get to a suitable height, or I run out of materials, or I get thoroughly bored by wandering around here. Ooh, and another thing, as you're doing it, it's bring these up at the same time. If you don't have a jetpack, it'll be easier for you to do that. I mean, I have a jetpack, so it's not too much of a problem. I just need to get the fuel rods in here. So I've got 210 of those. Let's just grab them. Let's craft another 100 of those while we're at it. Like so. So then you can also spam these as you go up as well. It just makes life a little bit easier if you're doing it all together. As I say, with a jetpack, it's not so much of a problem. The worst thing is actually visualizing how high these all are. with them all being slightly see-through, it's quite difficult to figure out if you've missed anything. Because they do tend to all blend together. It's like one of those stereograms that they used to be called. Where you squint your eyes and you see a dolphin. One of those. Very strange. Yeah, as you can see, you're not quite sure if you look at it whether or not you've got everything. Yeah. So I'll just crack on with this for a while, because the last thing you want to hear is me ranting away in the background. And then I shall pop right back when we're at a suitable height, or when I've completely lost the will to live. Hee either way. See you soon. So this is how far we actually got before I ran out of, mainly ran out of graphite for these fellas. I've got some cooking at the moment, but that might take a while, as you can see there. So I may leave that at this point, and then we'll come back to this. I can still put in some of the top sections. In fact, I could do that. Reactor. Oh, I've got some of those as well, so I can craft. Let's just craft 100 of those. And again, we need to craft more graphite, so I need to crack on with that. So I shall leave that cooking in the background. There you go. That's going to take some time. Why is that not running? Yeah, probably because this is busy at the moment. So I'm sure that will sort itself out in time. So while we're waiting for that, I'll probably show you the end result of this in the next video. So just for now, a bit of an anticlimax, but there you go. I'll take you upstairs and I will show you. Let's just get some of this janky stuff out of here for now. And I shall show you where. Let's just go to the AE section. Well, actually, let's go over to the magic. I'll show you what we've done with the magic, just to end the episode on. So it's changed a little bit, as you can probably tell. Let me just go outside so I can give you the full tour. As you saw before, we were starting this. We just put the edges on. What I've done is I've enclosed it in glass. I think it just sits quite nicely. It's not too intrusive. I didn't want to do anything that changed the style from this kind of building here. There's still a bit of work, as you can see. That looks a little bit more modern than this one. But I think if we put a few thematic things in, like these cobblestone walls, and maybe pepper it and break it down a bit, we'll get some unifying elements from this building across to that one. But it's a start. It's a start. I've also added the staircase up as well. Again, just trying to unify the style. Those aren't even. Those should be there. But that's what happens when you step back and have a quick look. I will be eventually sorting this land bridge out to here as well. I may actually go straight in with this trodden dirt instead over here. Maybe put that underneath and then trodden dirt on top. Make it look like a nice, not an oldie worldy bridge, but certainly in keeping with this style that we have over there as well. So yeah, let's have a look up here. I've bypassed a lot of this because I did this in the previous season. I spent a bit of time on the Runic Matrix and things like that, but it's pretty much the same setup as I've had in the previous season, with all the heads down there to stabilise anything I'm doing up here. Over on this side, well, I've also got alchemical constructs which create different things for me by putting in these different, where have they gone? Put them over here. I've got them in here this time, because you can store Essentia in ME. So I've got Essentia coming into here, which I can then pull out in bottles, and then I'll store around here. I'm eventually going to get, there is an AE option to feed Essentia to the Runic Matrix, which I will probably pop down here, somewhere like that. It will pull it out of here, rather than me putting jars all the way around it, but I digress. Got my Arcane Lembics to break options down. So I can throw in things in here and it will break them down to the natural essences. Through here, this is the biggest bit of building I've really done in a while, although there is some more up there which I will show you. And this is the node room. Let me just swap into my wizard's cape. You're a wizard, Harry. So I swap my armour, and I now look like this, a bit like Elton John with wings, but there you go, old reference for you oldies out there. My amazing glasses. Yeah. Yeah. That's why old people don't dance. That's a good enough reason. So if we pop through here, you can see the nodes in all their glory. This is going to be the node room. I'm going to have these all the way around here. At the moment they're feeding this node in the middle. So if I take out, let's take out this one. This will slowly now feed across the line into this fella. So I end up with a bigger node there. So I am going around the world collecting these little nodes and popping them down on here. So yeah, this is a nice little room. I quite liked it. I thought it was a little bit different. I wanted it to break from the norm of the rest of the build on that side. So we have a little bit of individuality per area. Yeah, I won't dwell on this because there's still bits I haven't even finished, and little janky stuff up there, and see what I mean? You know, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. So let's pop up here. Actually, let's get my armor back on, and swish, just like that. Let's pop up here. Nice little staircase. The idea is it's going to lead me around from the Thorncraft around to the Witchery, which is going to be up here. At the moment, the Witchery is just that. I know. It's poor, but I'm making a start in this. I've been getting some fumes and exhales and all kinds of little jars of nonsense and stuff and things. So that's all that is. I mean, eventually I'm gonna wind that around here, and I may wind it round up that way because I know I want to put Witchery over here. Hello. Witchery somewhere over here, and then up here we will have Britannia, which is I've just made a little start on some Britannia bits and pieces up this side. That's the idea. So all the magic is contained rolling around up into the Britannia area up here. As I say, Witchery down there. It keeps them all, just joins them all up. And then over on the other side, let's just go around here. These are amazing. These are paving stones of warding. They stop any monster or any creeper or anything crossing this line. It's a magic line. I have one down at the front of it as well, because I found that as I was working in there, I would get snuck up on by a creeper. Yeah, which is always nice. So down here where you see these amazing flower arrangements, these are my bees. I've set some bees up down here doing their thing. I've got some industrial apiaries on this side, and then my workshop on this side where I've been creating my little bees and things. And I also, while I've been here as well, I've been doing some crossbreeding of trees, just testing that out. So you end up with this amazing looking larchwood. It's quite a nice little block. It gives it a little bit of a breakup. I like it. So I've been playing around with that. I'm not quite up on this at the moment. This has just really been trial and error, to be honest, but I'm enjoying it. And then at the back of here I've just got various pipes and connectors that are removing, or maybe not removing, drones and things from here, and any loot that they may drop. I mean, these are all switched off at the moment because I don't really need them right now. That's the only one that's going, and I think this one is as well, although I don't really need that because if I leave it, hello, yes, have you seen this sword? Have you seen this sword, my friend? Look at this sword. Let me just push you into those nasty flowers back there that wither you. these are all the wither flowers. They're called death blooms. So whenever I've picked them up, they do give you wither straight away. So whenever I pick them up, I like to put them over here. My little dark garden of gothicness. My little emo garden. Goodbye. So I usually find them by accident, because I mean, how can you see them in all this colour and yeesh? There's one there. So yeah, you just walk into these and you get withered, like that. Bang, bang, bang. But as you can see, my heart's down here. I've got Thorncraft on them as well, because I'm wearing my baubles. The Ring of Protection, which is a runic shield. So it doesn't really affect me whatsoever. Yeah, and oh, I'll go on to that in the next one, because this is quite a good little thing running in the background, little fishery. And that gets me loads of stuff. And we shall, in the next episode, what we shall do is we shall open some safari nets and see what we get. You also get plastic bag loot. What a dirty little lake this is. And all kinds of amazing fish. Yeah, fish. Amazing fish. So, I think that's a good point for us to end right now. We will finish off the big reactor in the next episode, because I'm sure I'll do lots of crafting between now and then. So, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, helps me out, lets me know, it keeps me involved, keeps me down with the crowd. Yeah, it keeps me down with the crowd. So, as always, I shall see you on the flip side, and much love. Yeah, much love.